ಸರ್ ಇವ್ರು ಬಂದ್ಬೇಡ ಕೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಇವನ್ನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಇದೇ ಮೆತ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ
Gentlemen, it is my privilege to introduce members of the academic profession. I present to you the leading luminaries of NMIMS who have ignited the flame of knowledge, invoked the desire for learning with passion, the members of the academic fraternity. Leading the position is Ashish Apte, nominee of the registrar, SVKM's NMIMS University, holding the position at the field. Followed by please be seated. I request the dignitary. Shri Ramesh Nagesh, Vice Chancellor Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, nominee of the Registrar Shri Ashish Apte, Director Bangalore Campus Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, trustees, invited guests, members of faculty, staff, and our dear students and parents to the convocation ceremony 2024. The convocation of the School of Business Management, NMIMS Bengaluru, marks a significant milestone in the academic journey of the student, a culmination of the rigorous pursuits in the metamorphosis of the student to that of a management professional. Taking the event forward, I now invite our security officer to do the security briefing.
Good morning, everyone. This announcement is regarding security measures of auditorium NMIMS Bangalore. We have two gates to exit from auditorium. Once you exit, there are two exits towards right. That is staircase number 5 and glass door near CLR 001. On the left side, there is one exit, that is staircase. In first floor seminar hall, please be informed that once you exit from, you will get guided to safe assembly area by ERT members en route. Your safety is our utmost important. Thank you.
Thank you. Every moment is auspicious. There is always some magic in it. Quoted Amit Ray in his book, Mindfulness, Living in the Moment, Living in the Breath. To begin the convocation on an auspicious note and to capture the magic in the moment, which will guide us all in a pursuit of excellence, we will now invoke the blessings of the Almighty by lighting the lamp. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly light the ceremonial lamp. I also request Mr. Srinivas Murthy to render the invocation song. Let us all rise for the invocation and the NMIMS anthem.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Ya Kundintu Sharahara Davada Ya Shubhrava Sravruta Ya Veena Varadanda Manditakara Ya Shveta Padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankara Prabrutibhi Devai Sada Vandita Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesha Jadyapaha Nishesha Jadyapaha.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Please be seated. I now request Shri Ashish Apte, nominee of the Registrar, to initiate the convocation proceedings.
Good morning. I now request Shri Shailesh Bhai Patel, nominee of Honorable Chancellor of SVKM NMIMS, to declare Convocation 2024 of Bangalore Campus open.
The mic.
Hello.
I declare the Convocation Ceremony 2024 of NMIMS Bengaluru Campus open.
I now request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to felicitate the Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Richard Lobo. Thank you, sir. I also request nominee of the Chancellor, Shri Shailesh Patel, to formally welcome our guest of honor, Shri Ramesh Nagesh. I now invite the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to deliver the welcome address.
Well, it is with great honor and pride that we welcome our chief guest of the day, Mr. Richard Lobo, Chief People Officer, Tech Mahindra. Sir, your presence today here is a source of inspiration for all of us, and we are deeply grateful for your participation in our convocation festivities. I also welcome the guest of honor, Mr. Ramesh Nagesh, Head of Operations, Excellence and Risk Governance, Mashrak. Sir, your presence adds immense value to this special occasion. Shri Shailesh Patel ji, Chairman and Managing Committee Chairman and nominee of Honorable Chancellor, Mr. Ashish Apte, Controller of Examination and nominee of the Registrar, Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, Director of the Bangalore Campus, Honorable members of the Academic Council members, Board of Management, distinguished faculty members and staff, distinguished guests, and dear graduating class of 2024, parents and family members of graduating students present here and those who are watching the live streaming, welcome to the convocation of the MBA batch 2024. But good morning to all of you. I welcome everyone to the graduation ceremony of the SBM class of 2024. Well, I see a bit of seriousness. Can you have a big applause for your grand achievement today? It's not an easy achievement. Having spent, I think, more than 1,200 hours in the classroom and 20 months pursuing this program, 6 trimesters, and I know the countless number of hours for your interactions, and in workshops, what we call OCAC, out of class academic collaboration, and also passing many hurdles of attendance and the classroom participation and the project deadlines. And you are here now today with this grand achievement. And one of our students reflecting on the graduation ceremony across the campuses, and I was impressed by one statement, a student from Mumbai campus, Mikha Sharma, who mentioned that the best part of the time which we spent learning lot of stuff, and along the way were not even outright part of our infamous course outlines, with a lot of suggestions and lot of guidelines, and particularly very complex rubrics for evaluations and understanding. And the student mentioned that these learnings found me when I most needed them. And it was about building up confidence in areas of my life that are going to be important facets going forward. And I'm sure that you sitting here would be also reflecting on these 2 years of impressive hard work and what the future stands for us. Well, today, in some sense, we celebrate years of your hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Every end is but a new beginning. Today marks the culmination of significant milestone in your life, but it also signals the start of a fresh and exciting chapter filled with infinite possibilities and boundless opportunities. As you mark on your journey, the NMIMS family extends best wishes, hoping that each of you feel contentment and pride in everything you do. Your outstanding efforts and achievements will help you achieve great things in life. Your credentials will take you to much higher places, and you will prove yourself and contribute to making the world a better place. Convocation time is also a time to reflect on the journey that has brought you to this stage. Well, you joined this extraordinary institution 2 years ago to explore and enrich yourself. The academic delivery system, which integrates knowledge, attitudes, skills, and habits, developing positive habits, complemented by the comprehensive Bloom's taxonomy framework, undoubtedly must have met your learning aspirations. I will just highlight some of the dimensions of your learning journey, though it is a very comprehensive 2 years of rigorous curriculum and testing yourself, meeting all the deadlines at appropriate point of time. But to point a few, during your learning journey here, you engrossed yourself in exploring the various decision-making processes, situations, understanding the context, imbibing contemporary thinking and advanced technology, learning from the past, envisioning the future, and redefining and putting forward your best value, creating responses and propositions. The second dimension of your learning has been focus on the critical thinking training which you have undergone. And I am sure that this training is going to help you contemplate multiple diverse planes. And I am telling you that this critical thinking is a skill which gives you the ability to juggle between opposite thinking processes and which creates an edge in delivering socially relevant solutions. Your inclusive approach and your commitment characterizes the NMIMS University. Your training in communication has helped you to imbibe an evolved communication strategy focusing on visual, oral, written, and graphical, akin to something metaverse which we know, which will help you to translate your ideas into reality. You have all the skills to develop unique syntax and language to communicate your ideas to others and ideate and create new concepts and practical solutions. You graduate someone who understands the importance of collaborative processes and working with empathy. Well, your parents must be delighted today, and NMIMS University gratefully acknowledges their contribution to making it possible for you to reach this stage. As we look forward to the future, it is important to remember the lessons we have learned and the experiences that have shaped us. These experiences will guide you as you navigate the path ahead with all of its twists and turns. Always remember that wherever you go and whatever you do, your actions will be like your fingerprints, proof of where you have been and what you have touched. SBM and the program at Bangalore Campus has added value not only to your learning journey, but it has also added to the footprints of the university. I must say that you are going out in the world with excellent NMIMS credentials. So let us celebrate this moment together and take the first steps towards the future with courage, determination, and commitment to excellence. As you join the corporate sector and endeavor in new ventures, you may experience disruption all around. Disruption is not a bad word. It has a lot of positive connotations, which always reminds us the evolution of the growth. But I think it is very important as you go out in the real world to focus on understanding the context to decode the disruption. Many years ago, Professor Somendra Ghoshal, a renowned management guru, told us how to understand this context and culture when we face very new situations when we go out in the world. He suggested that whenever in new situation, one should examine 4 C's: constraints, compliances, control, and contract, to really have some deep meaning of the context in which you are operating. He warned us that these elements could impede creativity in the current form, the way they are being practiced. They push us in some cumbersome systems and many times will damage our collegial functioning and impact relationships. So he gave us the very interesting framework and suggested to foster an environment that encourages desirable behavior, particularly in the most challenging circumstances. Focus on creating a set of values that promote 4 things. Adopting an approach of stretch instead of blaming the constraints. Making discipline our guiding value to deal with the compliance issues. Supporting each other rather than focusing on control-oriented approach. And developing trust in our relationships rather than adopting transaction-based relationships or contract-based relationships. He argued that by doing so, organizations can establish a culture that nurtures growth, learning, and collaboration. The framework provides valuable insights into how our workplace culture is shaped and cultivated in the most challenging circumstances. This framework has guided me and my team at the university during the last 3 years, particularly during the most difficult disruption period of COVID 2020. And we found that this framework a very useful framework to deal with the situations. Now the trust part of it, to build the relationships which are not based on the contracts and transactions oriented, the trust to build the relation comes with a focus on teamwork and imbibing the concept of I am because we are. Remember that when we are in disruption and difficult situations, we are not alone. We are all together. The key is learning from each other and growing together. I recently watched a documentary titled Playbook, A Coach's Rule for Life. And there is a very small episode and a story of Doc Rivers, the basketball player turned coach, how he used the metaphor of Ubuntu, which is an African term, Ubuntu meaning I am because we are, and how he used this metaphor to lead the team's success in winning tournaments and finally winning the final of the matches. Now, teamwork creates excellence and promotes knowledge sharing, and we all experience it every day in our academic processes, in our group work when we have some projects at hand. It is not just a way of life, it is essence of being human. We must always remember that our existence is centered on the idea of interconnectedness. We must treat others with respect, compassion, empathy, and fostering a culture of inclusion and humility. Prioritize the team over your ego. Remember that we can achieve great things together and create a better future. Now these days, particularly when we are in convocation farewell addresses, we cannot discuss the challenges without mentioning the term VUCA word. And I hope that during the last 2 years, you would have heard this VUCA word frequently and several times, which stands for volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous environment. But I must mention that we all experience not only the external VUCA from the outside, but we also face an inner VUCA challenge, which I think most of you will appreciate. So how do you deal with this VUCA situation? And we have found that, and there's a lot of literature which suggests us that harnessing positive attitude practices to handle the VUCA situation. And the 4 points towards this suggestions goes like this. As you move forward, make sure that when you are dealing with the volatility, you develop an attitude of responding and not reacting. And as a student of management, I'm sure you know the difference between responding and reacting. Handling uncertainty, make sure you are not allowing your fears to avoid taking risks. In fact, the practice which we have always practiced in the university, learn, unlearn and relearn. I think this process and this strategy will take really will force you to take some risks actually, because something which you have learned, you have to unlearn it in new environment and relearn something new in future. And to address complexity, ensure you are able to see and perceive with clarity. Your critical thinking skills will help you to link and develop an interconnected teamwork of critical variables in the real world to bring greater clarity of the situation. And lastly, make sure you spend some time on contemplation and meditation to quiet your mind enough to make meaning to handle the ambiguity. So these are the 4 positive attitude tests, and I am sure that you will put them to the practice and your inner VUCA challenges will be your superpower to take you forward. Well, on this day, we fondly share our achievements and future aspirations with our graduating students. The university has emerged as one of the most credible institutions of higher learning, as reflected by several rankings, ratings, accreditations, stakeholders' confidence, and the reputation. Well, I am proud to say that the Bangalore campus have initiated number of activities and number of initiatives which bring a great name to the university. For example, I was very happy to see yesterday when I met the students at the campus, everybody in the class was having the Bloomberg certification. And I was very happy to see everybody, and I'm sure that all of you are Bloomberg certified graduates as well. Participation in most of the coveted simulation programs which are globally recognized, and your team, and you are in fact 5 teams securing the top 15 places globally in the CAPSIM project. It's a very happy achievement for the campus and for your batch. Also, we are very proud that the students of the MBA securing 3rd position among 850 teams in the Business Line Boardroom Challenge. Academic conclaves like collaboration with the AICPA and CIMA, focusing on ESG education and highlighting emerging global trends in the ESG and sustainability, and bringing out very good publication focusing on the ESG, delivering and creating resilient stakeholder value. The campus has played a great role in strengthening our academic processes, and I must compliment all the faculty members and faculty colleagues, not only strengthening the academic processes at the Bangalore campus, but also supporting our other campuses in the process of academic achievements. And I am also told that students have made a mark by winning several awards at national and international levels. The school has put together a comprehensive industry partnership program focusing on case competitions, seminars, and conferences at the national and international levels. I congratulate all the teams and faculty and alumni mentors who made these achievements possible. Well, our alum across globe are making mark for their contemporary approach to define and solving the problems with highly evolved tools, analysis, and communication. One of the survey by the FT ranking of our SBM graduates have indicated that on a scale of 10 point, our alumni have the satisfaction and value of the money on a scale of 10, something around 8.91. So this is, I think, the greatest, and these are the alumni who have passed out 3 years back. So it is the third party survey done by the FT ranking institution. And not only that, I think the increase in the salary of our alums who have passed 3 years back has been one of the highest, ranging towards like something like 49%, 49.36% average increase in the salary. Well, these are some of our achievements, and there are many more, and your contribution to that has been tremendous. And I must say that we continue to strive for best. Our new path is to reinvent ourselves and invent new things. We determined to pursue the goals of knowledge creation with a focused research program, enhancing teaching and learning through our assurance of learning systems, ensuring that NMIMS meets all the stakeholders' aspirations, and NMIMS is recognized as the most preferred institution of learning, not only in India but in the globe. While pursuing our strategy and your education, we are conscious of the fact that the highest goals of management have transitioned from profit maximization principles to a mission of value creation with integrity and being ESG sensitive. All along, whenever your roles transition from your current positions when you join, make sure ethical value creation is always your North Star to guide you. You also learned at NMIMS during your civic engagement We Care program that there is always a wisdom, strength and power in the community. Make it mission of your life to find and build community wherever and whenever you can. Years from now, when you look back, I assure you that you will feel nothing but proud of your alma mater. You will soon become the alumni of this great institution, and we will welcome you to the family of all alumni of the NMIMS SBM. Well, once you go out, you may consider visiting the campus as frequently as you can to share your achievements. You may spend some time with your favorite faculty for a cup of coffee, or sit quietly around one of the corners with a cup of coffee and listen some great music. But I am sure wherever you go, you will create your own music that is parallel to that of Bach and Beethoven. And you will make it point to see sunrise and sunset once in a while. Out of all the lessons, that is the quote of the student which I was mentioning in the beginning, out of all the lessons, the one that stuck with me the most was that you can count on yourself when you most need to. But when you feel lost in the entangled web of challenges, know that the way out to it is very simple. Speak to your family, friends, and teachers. Do good things and make sure you create a legacy, and one day you can say with pride that you did extraordinary things. Always remember, the campus is yours, the university is yours, and it will always be yours. As you prepare to embark on the next chapter of your lives, remember the indelible mark you have left on this institution. Your achievements have enriched the SBM, school, campus, and it has really set a very high standards. Once again, congratulations class 2024 on your well-deserved success. And may your future endeavors be as bright and promising as your time spent here at this school. God bless you and बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आप सबको.
Thank you, sir. Your speech encouraging the graduates to keep the mantra of learn, unlearn, and relearn close to their heart as they navigate the corporate world, I'm sure will go deep into their hearts and stay with them forever. May I now request Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, Director, NMIMS Bengaluru, to give a roundup for the year 2023-24 of the Bangalore campus.
Thank you, Dr. Srilekha. A very pleasant good morning to one and all gathered here. Welcome to the 15th Convocation Ceremony of NMIMS Bengaluru Campus School of Business Management. We are honored by the presence of esteemed guest, nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Sri Shailesh Patel, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Chief Guest, Mr. Richard Lobo, Guest of Honor, Mr. Ramesh Nagesh, and Controller of Examination, Mr. Ashish Apte, nominee of the Register to the Graduation Ceremony 2024. To all the attendees, guests, distinguished alumni, invited guests, faculty, staff members, graduating students, parents, friends, and family, your presence enriches this august occasion. As we gather here today to reflect upon the milestones achieved and journey undertaken, I am filled with a sense of pride and gratitude to the incredible academic year we have had. The year 2024 was a milestone year for all of us at NMIMS Bengaluru with more laurels and achievements. This 10 minutes allocated in this graduation ceremony will not be adequate for me to gather and present to you all the enthusiasm and the achievements of everyone who are graduating today. Here, I present a brief report of the roundup of the year 23-24. The MBA program is in its 14th year. Today, the 13th MBA cohort of 240 students, the batch 28th of Executive MBA, 21 students, and the 29th batch of Executive PGDM of 17 students, totaling 243 candidates are graduating today. SBM NMIMS Bengaluru has reached new milestones in its campus rankings and recognition by popular and widely circulated magazines. I am glad to announce the significant ranks we have achieved during this academic year. We emerged as second in the city-wise category by India Today magazine, Fortune India and Open magazine, and fifth in South Zone category by India Today, and awarded an overall rank of 15 in India. We bagged the top 20 rank among the top 50 private B schools and 13th in South Zone rank in top 50 school of eminence for employability by IIRF. Credits to all the stakeholders to enable us to get these feathers to our cap. In the MBA program, we have consistent with wonderful placement records for the past 13 years. Despite the challenging marketing scenario this year, NMIMS, the Bengaluru placement team, made a remarkable achievements with a batch average package of Rs 14 lakhs per annum and highest offer being Rs 43.25 lakhs per annum. We have received over 210 placement offers and twice the number of pre-placement offers as compared to the last year across various business domains, which reflects the trust and confidence of our recruiters. Congratulations to the placement committee for their perseverance and dedication in attaining this feat, and we express our immense gratitude to all our recruiters for their confidence in our campus students. Our students are equipped to enter the dynamic business environment not only with a comprehensive and industry-related curriculum, but also with a holistic learning environment. This year, we partnered with various global universities to increase our international collaboration. Some of the significant ones I'm going to list down. Students from the University of Bristol, UK, attended a leadership program on global futures, career and cultural experiences during summer 2023, along with our students, as part of their intercultural and career building experiences. We hosted a delegation of top European and American universities as part of our global outreach, and to list a few of them are Bocconi University from Italy, Imperial College Business School from London, Kogut School of Business, Washington, D.C., Santa Clara University, Levy School of Business from Los Angeles, US, University of San Francisco School of Management, and New York University School of Professional Studies. NMIMS Bengaluru recently organized an academic conclave in collaboration with the prestigious AICPA CIMA in January 2024. The event focused on ESG education and highlighted emerging global trends in ESG and sustainability. The Chief Executives, AICPA and SIMA and Campus Director of NMIMS Bengaluru emphasized the critical need for ESG implementation and the significance of green-collar careers. The academic conclave also saw the pre-release of case study book edited by Dr. Kavita Desai and Professor Dilip Menon with the title ESG, Delivering and Creating Resilient Stakeholder Value. As a part of the International Exchange Program, students of MBA 13 batch pursued their trimester 5 in Ad Hoc Business School, Esilia Business School, and Neoma Business School, France. At NMIMS Bengaluru, we take great pride in exceptional achievements and contribution of our faculty members and students on the global stage. I'm going to list out some of the significant and noteworthy recognitions and accolades by our students and faculty members at international level. Dr. Srileka Kopparambal was the recipient of Society of Ethnobiology Majority World Conference Travel Award. Dr. Neha Chabra Roy secured the prestigious Kyobo Life Travel Scholarship from the 27th Asia Pacific Risk and Insurance Association 2023. Student Karthik Kar participated in the Asia Youth Leaders Travel and Learning Camp 2024 at Singapore. To enrich the research culture at NMIMS Bengaluru, Frequent research seminars are organized at our campus. Faculty development workshop on designing and executing publishable and impactful research was conducted in December 2023 by an international resource person, Dr. Sanjay Singh Gaur, clinical professor of marketing, New York State University. Many of our faculty members have published their research papers in national and international journals of repute. Dr. Malika published an article in Augmented Reality. Her paper titled The Journey of Influencer to Marketing and Enhancing Customer Brand Engagement won the Best Paper Award at the 3rd International Marketing Conference held at IIM Shillong. Dr. Neha Chabra secured the Best Case Paper awarded during INDAM 07 conference. She published a book chapter titled The Synergy of AI and FinTech in the Digital Gig Economy in Taylor and Francis Group. Another book chapter titled Smart Beta Investing, a cornerstone of systematic active investing. Along with Dr. Sri Lekha, she published a title Insider Employee-Led Cyber Fraud in Indian Banks from Identification to Sustainable Mitigation Planning. Dr. Sri Lekha P. attended a 5-day FDP on COPO designing, mapping, attainment methods organized by IQAC Cluster India. She also presented a research paper at an international conference and which is hosted by Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering, Bangalore. Dr. Aparna published an article on supply leading versus demand following hypothesis evidences from BRIC countries. Dr. Ramprasad Gayatri Analytics published a paper on digital transformation in Indian higher education institution, a qualitative exploration of administrators' perspective. In the conference in Kosin 2024, Dr. Sri Lekha Koparambal presented a paper on faith-based ecosystem conservation, case of sacred groves in Kerala at the annual conference of Christ University. She also published a book chapter, Business Communication, New Paradigms. Professor Sasi Shivaramakrishna published a paper titled George Gunton's Divergent View on the Origin of Great Divergence. Dr. Neelima and Dr. Sri Lekha presented a paper titled Systematic Investigation on role played by sustainability communication in creating Gen Z sustainability narrative at IIPM in 2024. Dr. Barnabas, he was invited to be the chair of the marketing tracks at the 2nd International Conference on the latest trends in business management, innovation, technology, and sustainability in 2024. When we review the past year's accomplishments and challenges, I am filled with immense pride in the collective efforts and achievements of our MBA students and faculty. Our students have been actively participating in competitions organized by business schools nationwide. They have made us proud by consistently bringing in more laurels to the campus. Some of the notable achievements of our students are worth mentioning here. MBA 13 students have given their outstanding performance in business simulation capstone course. MBA 13 marketing students comprising Ishan Maheshwari, Yazir Nizam, Kunal Rajgarya, Unnati Goel, Muskan Rana, Nisha Yadav figured in the top 10% of the competition worldwide for Marketplace, a marketing strategy simulation. Pranjal, Harshad Mehta and Uday Maheshwari were crowned as top 100 Unstoppable B School Leaders 2023. Shreya Priyadashni, Shubham Jadhav and Vipul Kumar Dubey were the winners of Social Pact Pitch Your Social Impact Idea organized by Eximas 2023 IIM Bangalore Entrepreneurship Summit. Ananya Singh Sandel, Shreya Priyadashi and Vipul Kumar Dubey were the winners of Round 1 Laksh Wish, a galaxy of case study competition organized by Avartan 2023 IIM Mumbai. Pradeksh Madhavan and Saiful Islam came as the runner-up in the regional cricket tournament conducted by Christ University. Saiful Islam won the Best Bowler and Player of the Match awards in the semi-finals and the Best Batsman award in the quarter-finals. Kushitur, Nihir Javeri, Jay Mehta were the winners of Mulyankan, a unique platform designed to showcase financial skills and knowledge in an emerging and challenging manner. IIT Kharagpur outshining 400 plus participants nationwide. Also achieved a runner-up position at FinSecure, a finance case study competition hosted by SIBM Bangalore. Kushitor, Nihit Zaveri, Jay Mehta were the first runner-up in Trajectory 2024 Finance Case Study Challenge organized by Management Development Institute, Gurgaon. Out of numerous contenders, they emerged as one of the top 7 teams earning spot in final round. Shreya Priyadashi, Vipul Kumar Dubey, and Apeksha M presented a paper and abstract publication in an international marketing conference, IMARC 23-24, organized by IIM Shillong. Shreya Priyadashi and Vipul Kumar backed multiple prizes and they turned out to be first runner-up at the Plan Pursue 2 Inter-College Case Competition and a finalist of Maggie Speak competition by XLRI, which was conducted to pay the homage to Father McGrath by creating an opportunity for young business leaders to imbibe the values of ethical, sustainable and business practices. They were also winner of Decipher HR Case Study Competition. Shreya Priyadashi is the first runner-up of CEO Crescento, the CEO Challenge, to test the business prowess, testing the ability to defend their business persuasively and truthfully in a dynamic, high-octane scenario organized by Wellinger Institute of Management, Bangalore. We congratulate Satvik Bansal, who had cleared CFA Level 2 along with his MBA journey. Satvik Bansal and Sheen Kaul were the winners of Eco Grand Prix Igniting Change through Policy Making organized by TAPME Manipal. NMIMS provides the students with a holistic opportunity beyond the classroom through various activities organized by clubs and committees. We had around 200 plus events conducted by various clubs and committees run by students. Let me list out few of them. Throughout the academic year, the various clubs like Noesis, Equinox, Toastmaster, Hriday, Anveshan, Niranda, Mudra, Margin, Parmash, Intuito, and committees like Lakshya, Insignia, Academic, Udayam, Rang, PRCell, and Placement organized a series of engaging and diverse events aimed at enriching the campus community. The main events conducted under the clubs and committees are endless list, I would say, but let me quote few of them. Noesis, the Literary Photography Club, organized Dead Poets Society initiative to provide the students judgment-free space, safe space to show their creative side and express themselves. The flagship event of Equinox called E-Summit 2023 was organized to assist our students in expanding their knowledge and grasping the real-life experiences to some of the renowned entrepreneurs of India, along with success stories of the startup world. Toastmaster International organized a speaker session and Hriday HR Club conducted Top Talent, HR Lingo, Debunking Myths, HR Symposium panel discussion and a workshop. Anveshan Research Club of NMIMS Bengaluru launched its innovative Untravel series and pioneering Progress series. Niranda Operation Club hosted the Empire State event, an inter-collegiate simulation game, and Mudra Finance Club conducted and hosted an equity research and competition called Valorem. They organized a talk show with Manoj Vajpayee and they orchestrated a compelling Instagram post capturing the essence of union budget. The club announced the collaboration with Henry Harvin Global Tech Company with the customers in over 97 countries and 97 countries. Technicals 101 is a series of Instagram posts where Mudra team explains the basics of technical analysis in the field of investment and trading. War of Divisions were organized by Paramash, Intuito, the Analytics Clubs organized Is the Case and Cultural Committee Rang welcomed the new students with the institution and encouraged their creative impulses to gain confidence and pursue their interests. The committee hosted the think tank Thrive, Stand Up and You, Grow Goal initiative and with Nabyananda, Friendship Day, Rangratri, Christmas, Republic Day and University Day celebration and Independence Day. Lakshya, the sports team, conducted multiple tournaments, NSL chess competition, NFL, NSL badminton, NSL football, Influence Bitwaster, Influence Big Me, Influence Treasure Hunt, NSL Big Me, cricket tournament. They also conducted a funathon, a stress buster event and yoga session on our International Yoga Day. Grand Alumni Meet 2024, Insignia Club orchestrated a Grand Alumni Meet in the month of February 2024. Alumni Mentorship Program and the Alumni Panel discussion on job skills and future of work was a dynamic and engaging event. Academic Committee did their excellent role of conducting various guest lectures and they brought in the campus 27 different life projects for their batchmates as well as for their juniors. Budayam, Social Responsibility Committee of Bangalore organized events like Graduation Day, Gratitude Day, Walkathon, Smile Tree, NGO Visit, Blood Donation Camp, Cloth Donation Drive, Silent Auction, and VK 2024. Influence 2024 was organized by the Student Council members and along with the Rung team, and all the clubs and committees participated by offering various events, and the event saw 1,300 participants from different institutes, and there were featuring 21 different competitions. The PR cell conducted the buddy meets, and they organized the 11th edition of TEDx NMIMS Bengaluru on the theme Rhythm of Revolution. The event was a vibrant tapestry of ideas, sparking meaningful conversations and igniting passions. The events allowed students to explore their interests, develop new skills, and foster meaningful connections. NMIMS Bengaluru hosted multiple eminent personalities on campus for various guest lectures and workshops. We hosted esteemed industry professional and CEO, Ms. Cheryl from Malaysia, and she offered an illuminating guest lecture, Discover the Strategic Role of People Functions in Organization. Interactive session on Indian Space Program and Chandrayaan mission was conducted by Dr. P.G. Divaha from ISRO. We were honored to host Mrs. Kalpana Aravind, Associate Director of ISRO, for a seminar on ISRO Space Exploration Program in the month of November 2023. As a leading woman in India's space program, she inspired us with her journey and insights. On Women's Day, the women on campus attended an apt women empowerment session conducted by the industry expert Ms. Simi Joshi on the personal branding. Mr. Milan Vaidya and Ms. Vandana Malaya, co-founders and partners of Semco Style of Institute of India, offered a session on changing paradigms of management, which was attended by faculty and staff colleagues of NMIMS Bengaluru. The campus director made a representation in many esteemed panels, including Google Drive launch and Digital Campus and Economic Times EduTech India Summit at Mumbai and Bangalore. Going by the quotation of Benjamin Franklin, who said, "An investment knowledge always pays the best interest." Our annual roundup serves as a testament that our investment in terms of dedication, perseverance, and commitment to students has reaped the best interest. To summarize this year, NMIMS Bengaluru has shown remarkable progress in campus placement, competition won by students, a series of extracurricular and co-curricular activities through clubs and committees, new international collaborations, and research publication by faculty. It is a reflection of everlasting support and guidance we get from our university leadership team. We place on record our gratitude and tons of hope and courage to face the year ahead with more commitment to reach greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We now commence the presentation of the degrees to the candidates. I request the nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Shailesh Patel, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, and Director NMIMS Bangalore Campus, Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, to come forward for the handing over of the MBA degree to the graduating students. I also request Dr. Mallika Srivastava, Program Chair SBM, to present the list of graduating candidates to the Honorable Vice Chancellor.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, I present to you 204 candidates, including those permitted to remain absent and who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the MBA degrees. Akshit Manro. Amitesh Khare. Anahita Handa. Apeksha M. Atharva Patil. Ayush Shetty. Chirag Rajpal. Divya Dudhoria. Gargi Basu. Harshit Dwivedi. Himani Arora. Ritika Lalwani. Kopal Avasthi. Mahima Gwalani. Big round of applause from the students, please. Nikita Nityanandam. Nimisha Chitani. Rahul Nambiar. Ronak Verma. Ritvik Goel. Keep applauding. Samyak Pandey. Sanyukta. Shrived Gampa. Sumed Bhadsavle. Upasna Sethi. Ankita Das. Aviroop Singh Matharu. Gargi Gupta. Madhusudan MK. Mudit Setha. Dikshu. Nishita Nangalia. Pankaj Bharatwal. Paridhi Saxena. Pradeep Rondla, Pradyuman Kabra, Prateesh Madhavan, Ruchir Verma, Sai Satvik, Somesh, Tanya, Varun Marathe, Yashvardhan Chakravarti, Aanchal Bisht, Abhinav Mukherjee, Aditi Das, Akshita Gildial, Anandu Sunil, Anushka Patodia, Arpita Vijayvargia, Ipsha Mohanty, Jaspreet Kaur, Manav Verma, Fahim Ahmed, Pushti Manek, Rijuta Sethia, Shivani Hans, Shivani Tibrewal, Shloka Bodia, Shruti Jaishankar, Siddhi Boring, Vaibhav Sharma, Ananya Vajrapu, Varun RS, Yash Sinha, Aditya Sethi, Arpit Shukla, Hima Sumant, Himaja Teni, Karthikeyan Ramanathan, Kunal Rajgaria, Manoj, Medha, Megha Ghosh, Mohit Sharma, Navneet Pradeep, Nikita Bhatia, Pragya Singh, Prateek Saxena, Rishi Chugh, Rohit Pannu, Sagaljot Man, Sukriti Chawla, Vandita Kepa, congratulations to all the students. Honorable Vice Chancellor, I present unto you 38 candidates, including those permitted to remain absent and who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the PGDM executive degrees. Shreya N. Srivastav, Madhumita Jha, Samar Shiraz, Upali Aprajita, Nishant Juneja, Manohara Nikhil, Hemanta Kumar, Muralidhar Reddy, Bamuni Panda, Arjun Karthik, Sushweta Kar, Vivek Singh, Irfan Mullah, Shivam Jha, Hansraj Singh, Aditi Yadav, Aishwarya Ashok, Anurag Kumar, Avik Kumar Chandra, Avinash Jain, Chandan Saini, Deepika Kamath, Gargi Datta, Mohammad Ilyas, Rashmi R, Rohit Netranahalli, Rohit Melidat, Shanmugam M, Suman Suryaprasad, Drishti Batra, Sathyan G, Divya Singla, congratulations everyone. Big round of applause for all the graduating students. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, Director NMIMS Bengaluru, to present the Dean's List. I also invite the guest of honor, Shri Ramesh Nagesh, to present the certificates to the students. May I also request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to kindly join them on stage to hand over the degrees to the students.
They are ready. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit, said Aristotle, the great philosopher. The Dean list comprises of those students who have committed themselves to excellence. Let me list out the names. Let them be invited to the stage. Meher Mahadik, Nihir Zaveri, Nihir Zaveri, yeah. Salsa Martin, Adyant Dalmia, Kushi Burat, Tanya Verma, Urmika Ramanan, Kushi Tur, Rishabh Surana, Shreya Priyadarshi, Nandita Relia, Mehak Gilani. Let me congratulate the achievers. Now it's time to congratulate and offer the awards to PG program in Executive Management Batch 2028 achievers. Kamakshi Kapoor, Ashish Dali, now from the PGDM Batch 29, Arnab Chaudhary, Deepshika Lal, Suganta Suneja. Thank you and congratulations to the winners. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, to administer the oath. I request all students to please keep standing till the sustainability oath is administered.
All the students. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Board of Management of SVKM's NMIMS as Vice Chancellor, I hereby declare all of you who are present and those who are permitted to remain absent are admitted to the respective degrees. I hereby charge you to uphold the dignity and the value of the degree awarded to you by this university in your life and profession. I request the nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Shailesh Patel, to confer the degrees.
I hereby confer the degree.
I now request Dr. Naraini Ramachandran to administer the sustainability oath. Students are requested to repeat the oath after Dr. Naraini.
Sustainability oath. I, you can say your name, Naraini Ramachandran. You can say your name. Pledge to champion sustainability in every facet of my life, fostering collaboration and driving systematic change towards a sustainable, equitable and prosperous world. I will conserve resources, minimize waste, and protect biodiversity while promoting diversity, equity and inclusion in all endeavors. Ethical conduct, moral courage, and accountability will guide my actions, ensuring transparency and governance excellence. With integrity as my compass, I embrace my duty to uplift humanity and steward our planet responsibly, inspiring others to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Students, please be seated. I request the nominee of the registrar, Shri Ashish Apte, to present the register of the graduates to the nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Shri Shailesh Patel. Thank you, sir. May I now request Dr. Narayani Ramachandran to kindly declare the names of the much awaited awards for the year 2023-24.
Thank you, Dr. Srilekha. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence, said Confucius. We should all appreciate the will to win, a desire to succeed of all the rank holders. Here comes the rank holders from MBA program. First rank goes to Adyant Dalmia. You request them to come to the front to request the chief guest to come to the.
I invite the chief guest, Sri Richard Lobo, to kindly give away the awards. I also request the Honorable Vice Chancellor to join.
The second rank goes to Kushi Bhurat. The first rank holder of Postgraduate Diploma in Management Executive Batch 28 goes to Kamakshi Kapoor. The first rank holder in Postgraduate Diploma in Management Executive Batch 29 goes to Arnab Chaudhary. Actually, first rank is being shared by two people. Next one who is sharing the award along with Arnab Chaudhary is Deepshika Lal. Congratulations to the winners. Now we are going to announce the Academic Excellence and Achievers Excellence and Outstanding Contribution to the Institution Students Award for the program MBA. Academic Excellence Award goes to Adyant Dalmia. Achievers Excellence Award goes to Shreya Priyadarshi. A big round of applause, please. Outstanding contribution to the institution. The award goes to Divya Singla. Now it's time to commemorate and recognize the pillars behind the student success, faculty and staff. Let me take a pleasure and pride in announcing the faculty awards. Award for the Teaching Excellence of the Year 2023-24 goes to Dr. Santosh Chanapa. Award for the Best Research Faculty of the Year 2023-24 goes to Dr. Mallika Srivatsava. Award for the Best Faculty Multi-Campus Program Coordination of the year 2023-24, and the first recipient of this award in this convocation goes to two faculty members, Dr. Srilekha P. And Professor Ram Prasad Gayatri. The people behind the scene, the administrative staff, without whose tireless efforts and sincere efforts, we wouldn't be having regular organization events. So we recognize the significant contribution of administrative staff. The Best Administrative Staff Award of the year 2023-24 goes to Ms. Baklavati B. Big round of applause, please. And Mr. Sunil Salman. He has been with us since the day of inception of NMIMS Bengaluru Campus. Thank you very much and congratulations to the winners.
It is my privilege to introduce the guest of honor, Sri Ramesh Nagesh, for the Convocation Ceremony 2024 before I invite him to address the gathering. Mr. Ramesh Nagesh, as Group Head of Operations Excellence and GRC, has been collaborating closely with the senior management team to implement a world-class management model across group operations. His focus areas include operational excellence, risk and control, project management, strategy, performance management, and reporting, and internal communications. His expertise lies in transforming nascent offshore banking units into thriving enterprises, streamlining processes, and cultivating a talented workforce. He has held senior leadership roles at renowned organizations like the Deutsche Bank, ANS Bank, ABN AMRO Bank, Standard Chartered Bank. He is also a dedicated business startup evangelist. He has an understanding of the challenges faced by the entrepreneurs and guides aspiring business owners. By leveraging his experience and insights, he empowers startups to navigate complexities, establish strong foundations, and achieve sustainable growth. With this, I now invite Mr. Ramesh Nagesh to address the gathering.
Very good morning, guys. Am I audible? Oh, fantastic. Thank you. It's been a privilege here. Can I just come closer? Yeah? Okay. So it's been a privilege to really come and participate in this august audience with the kind of stalwarts who are sitting. I mean, I'm very happy I've got a namesake, Ramesh, sitting there and then really taking the entire kind of effort of really taking the organizations further, not just in Bangalore, across India. So it's been fantastic. Now, a lot of the words which has come in from Ramesh earlier in the address, and of course, Madam Narayani has also really covered quite a bit of what the achievements and what the kind of acknowledgements which has really come in the students and the faculty. Now, what I'm going to cover would potentially be a little bit of paraphrasing what they have already communicated, but I don't have any scripted document which I want to really talk about, but I do have a cheat sheet. I do really come in with some kind of clean small chits to really talk about what is coming in from here, because I started my career way back in 1986. Of course, many of you are not there at that point in time. So it's probably 38 plus years of experience. And potentially I want to really cover, it's okay. Yeah. So potentially I want to really talk about few things which would be really relevant and important from a perspective of when we are actually graduating and then moving across from campus to corporate. What would be more relevant? I just want to give some real life examples and then talk you through in terms of this. I would call it as 10 commandments or probably the pointers which I think it would be really relevant and important for all of us to really embrace. And a couple of us, I mean, at a point in time when we started career, there was absolutely no such kind of a black Bible or a blue label from a perspective of a process manual which can really help us, hey, go through this 10, 20 things, you're done. It's not that kind of simple. But having said that, the challenges what we had then versus what we all have today is completely different. And to that extent, I feel I was blessed to be in that era, so that the amount of competition and the kind of challenges what we had were completely different. But from an agility and an adaptability perspective, whatever which we did right, wrong, whatsoever, we have learned from our mistakes. It helped us to reach where we are today. Having said, today's environment is completely altogether a change. I have 4 generations at my place, in my house. I stay with my parents. My son, daughter-in-law, they stay with me. My grandkids stay with us. So we have 4 generations. But we have 4 different expectations in that small family. And it's the same thing for us when we really look at in terms of anybody really embracing kind of an entry into corporate. But the world is wide open. When I was really looking at each of the names when it was called in, the confidence, the satisfaction, the fulfillment, what was really coming in, just keep in mind, 20 years down the line, you would all be really at least, world is wide open, it's equal opportunity for all of us. I can confidently say at least few of you will be CEOs and CXO level kind of a role. Okay. So that is the confidence you guys need to really have, and I strongly believe in that. Because it's an open field, all of us have equal opportunity. How we make the best use is going to be very key. So in that particular context, I have some small cheat sheets which I really refer to and then talk about from my experience what would be really key. Adaptability. I think Dr. Ramesh spoke about quite a bit around the adaptability with the kind of fast-paced kind of environment, the changes coming in, what we need to be really doing, etc. But it's important for us to really be embracing, open to new ideas. If we really stick to our own kind of thinking, I have a very predefined kind of an approach, what I want to really be in life, it's not going to help. We got to be agile and adaptive enough to really understand what is the kind of relevance which is going to be making me much more relevant and required in the current scheme of things. So adaptability is very, very key. And I guess one of the there are a lot of things which I've picked up. I've also made some notes which I would always take back. And one thing which I always do, before I hit the bed, say I've done 38 years of service. I'm 58 in October. I still am a learner. I've taken up the new role. If I need to be relevant in that particular role, I have to be able to unlearn, relearn, upskill, or whatever that is required for me to be effective in the role which I'm getting in. I might really have a lot of baggage of experience which I really come in, but what is going to be relevant and important for us is looking at when we are getting into a particular role, are we adding value? If we need to add value, am I relevant? If I am going to be relevant, then what are those specific skill sets I need to learn? And I am learning, I am embracing digital agenda, I am looking at ChatGPT, I am looking at generative AI, I am transforming the operations, the way of working. If I need to do anything as a constructive work there, and if I need to really work with Gen Z and Gen X guys like you, I need to learn. And I'm doing that. And this is very, very important. So continuous learning is going to be very important. Stay relevant in the scheme of things. And also seek opportunities. Nothing really comes on a platter. There is no free lunch. We have to really seek opportunities and to be the best in what we do. Then, in the scheme of changes, we touched upon COVID situation, the resilience which we really brought in, and so on and so forth. A lot of us have our own personal kind of stories, be it on the family side, on the professional side. When we look at that particular thing, resilience is going to be very, very important for us. In the course of any challenges or other things coming in, it's not going to be rosy all the time. We will have challenges. Many of us here, I'm including me with the group here, if you want to really look at, it's not a sprint, right? It's not a 100-meter sprint, the career which we want to embrace, or the kind of next journey which we want to take. It's going to be a marathon. And in this marathon, you will have ups and downs. How do you manage that is going to be very, very critical. Okay, so resilience is going to be very important. And if I really cover a couple of pointers, my 38 years of service and then with 5-6 different banks, not always I've had multiple elevations, promotions in a single year. I've waited for 5+, 6+ years for a particular elevation to happen. But it's not always what the elevations and the rewards and recognition which is going to come in, but it's more important the fulfillment what you get out of what you're delivering. There is always what's in it for me is an approach which many of us, I was very happy when Narayani spoke about the average pay scale and then the highest and everything. Very fulfilling, satisfying. With the MBA graduates and everyone, when we are graduating, we are starting with an excellent threshold, beautiful. But that's a starting point. We have to really move further. So what do we need to do to really get to that kind of momentum through the life? There is always a stability and a sustainability which we need to be embracing. There are always ups and downs. But how do we really manage that is going to be very critical and important for all of us. Okay? Then I just touch upon emotional intelligence. We talk about technical skill sets and then probably the grades what we get and everything. when we actually start looking at embracing the corporate journey, or we start up on our own, or we get into our family business, support my parents, whatever it could be, we deal with number of people. We deal with number of people in the process. Now, in that particular process, it's important for us to build strong relationships. What does it mean? It has to really have understanding around the dynamics, what we really go through in our journey, and making sure that, okay, there are a couple of points which really came in the earlier conversation as well. How do we really, including when the friends are coming onto the stage and then really receiving the degree certificates and the awards and everything, at least I have made my effort to really clap. By clapping, it actually circulates the blood a lot more better, but celebrate success. It's not always I need to win. We got to understand there are sometimes we lose. It's okay. And I just want to compare with, I'm a golfer. And how many of you are aware of golf? At least some element of knowledge. So it's not always that, okay, we compete against ourselves. It's not always I'm going to win. But it's a question of when you are actually working in the group, working in a team. So I'm going to really posing one question. A student and the pupil, okay, the student and the teacher, sorry. And the student comes to the teacher and asks, teacher, is the journey important or the destination? What should be the answer? Both? Yeah, it is both is important. But the teacher gives a different answer. The company matters. Whether you are going for a destination or you are going for a journey, it's important who you go with. Okay, it's very, very important. All of you are the brand ambassadors of NMIMS. You carry that particular profile with you. And how you really vibe that across the other people who you work with or who you engage with. Okay, so we spoke about, I know 4 C's I picked up, which it's an additional learning for me today, but I have these 3 C's which I had rolled it out in Deutsche Bank: content, competency, and capability. If you want to really get there, you need to really build a lot more relevant capability and capacity in the organization. If I'm really flourishing the offshore banking unit to a much more better kind of a center. In the same way, we have 4 E and 1 P. How many of you heard of Jack Welch? Right? G, Guru. Okay, so he talks about 4E and 1P. You should have energy. I must admit, when I got in, I was also telling Madam Malika, we got to have energy. We need to really get this. You got to have energy. You have to be in a position to energize people around you. And you should also be able to execute. It's a very competitive world. And within this particular group, we had 3 stages of recognitions. We had large group coming in, and then there is a certain set of top 10%, then the rank holders. So energy, energize, and execute. You should also have edge in what you're doing. But in all of these is, if you don't have passion, it's not going to really help. So you should really demonstrate that. It's very important. Then we talk about ethical leadership. It's already covered. I don't want to paraphrase what Dr. Ramesh spoke about. I think for me, when we talk about ethical leadership, is connecting the dots from a golf perspective. There are so many things which we can do. It's allowed. But is it right to do? So please do what is right than what is allowed. What is allowed is okay. Doing it right is always better. That's ethical leadership, because the implication of anything what you do is also something which is going to really demonstrate in a big way the kind of brand what you really carry with you. Very important. How many of you have siblings at home? Many. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about networking and relationship. Within our family, our parents, I've got my sister and brother, very, very clear that they know exactly who to go to for what work. Oh, he's a fixer, you give it to him, he will fix that issue. Anything to do with domestic work, assign it to Ramesh, whatsoever. Okay, so it would happen everywhere, even in the corporate world. I have a team of 10 people, we will really talk about that. 1 or 2 people would be really good, they're kind of in a pack of cards. they are like jokers. They can actually, I mean, don't take in the normal sense of joker, but they are the ones who can actually be the multitasker. They can get into any work. You just give it to him, they will do it. Okay? So these are all transaction leadership. Trust me. What can really get into a role is the transaction leadership. But what can actually take us to the next level in terms of the growth is going to be your transformational leadership. So if you want to do it something different, if you want to really bring in change, if you want to really transform things, do not accept anything without questioning. Change the process. Do the right thing. Okay? That is transformation. Transformational leadership. So network, the transactional, transformational. The last thing which actually takes us to places is your ability to network. Ability to network with the right cohort. Tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. That's the old saying. Now, when we really talk about networking in a corporate world or in any of the other kind of engagements when we have, it's the question of how you actually be able to get the meaningful connections there and make the best out of it. To me, a networking leadership has really got me to many places, including the last 4 roles, whatever which I've changed. Trust me, in the last 25 years, I have not prepared my CV. I have not applied anywhere. I heard it from Narayani as well, but I've been called in to take a role. Probably this is the meaningful connections maybe I have really established. Golf has really helped me connect with many more leaders. Today I have Circle of Golf, which has got the CEOs from Citibank, JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, Wells Fargo, State Street, BNP Paribas. It gives me an entry point for anywhere. And there were days I used to blabber in the sense, I'm a Kannada medium student. It's the mother tongue influence really comes into play, but I was happy when I see all the graduates coming and taking. 90% of them are outside of Bangalore. Okay? But it's the diversity and inclusion. But then you need to learn how you actually get connected with people, etc. That's very important. So my parents used to work in BEL. So I learned Kannada, English. My mother tongue is Kannada, English as a process. I started learning English from 8th standard. But Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam was a lot more easier because every alternative house, the neighbors were different languages. I joined ABN AMRO Bank. I learned Dutch. I was in Standard Chartered Bank setting up a Mauritius offshore unit. I learned French. I was in German Bank. I learned German. Learning is not anything which is going to really end by itself, but it's for us to really how we connect and create meaningful connections there is going to be very important. So make sure of your networking ability, how you really get the right kind of connect, which will help you go places. Innovation and creativity is another one which potentially very important, because a lot of the accolades which really came in, and when you were speaking, the amount of work which is done in digital space or probably in the ESG space, there are a lot of things which you guys have already done. Please prompt me if I am really going overboard. Yeah. So it's important for us to be innovative and creative in what we do. Embrace that, because if we continue to do what we are doing today, tomorrow we will be history. And technology we embrace earlier. If we adopt a particular platform or a technology in our system, 10 years we don't touch. That's the kind of shelf life. Today, every 6 months, 1 year, it becomes obsolete, right? So we got to be relevant even in the technology and the creativity space. With a lot of energy and passion, you embrace your corporate life. 95% of you have already got the placement. Don't burn out. Work-life balance is very important. Have a passion. Embrace something which can really help you really progress. I'm a golfer. I play golf at least 3 rounds a week. I work 12 to 13 hours a day. I play with my grandkids. I spend time with my mother. I eat. I have my lunch and dinner with her. I watch TV serials. I do balance my work life. But it's very important for you to embrace some passion. It could be your readings. It could be your running, squash. It could be anything. Please do something. Don't burn out. It's very important for you to have the right work-life balance when you embrace your corporate life. With so many things happening now, election is coming in, and US election is going to come in very shortly. there is a relevance around global scenario. How effectively you are connected with what's happening in the global scenario. Please have that global perspective with so many changes really happening. You've got to know exactly what is that which is going to impact in your space and make sure that okay, you get a little bit of update. Last but not the least, before I really close out, anything you do, it has to be a purpose driven. Without purpose, don't do anything. Begin with an end in mind is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The second chapter really talks about that. But you can start with, begin with an end in mind. But if you don't have anything to comprehensively complete with a purpose, it would definitely be a little less accomplished. So please align with your value and passion. And potentially, the oath what we took or what you all took from an ESG perspective, it has to clearly align. So if you really look at from a perspective of impact on society and the world around us, what we want to do, including some of the small things which we do in our own personal life, and when we get into work, what we really contribute, it's all going to make a huge impact in the future. So my heartfelt congratulations and appreciations to all of you who have graduated today. I really love the kind of passion and I do have my free time to really engage with a lot of my colleagues who really come in for discussions, etc. I would be always available. But wish you all the very best, my friends. Thank you so much for getting me here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for enumerating the skills and attitudes that lead to success in the corporate life. It is now my privilege to introduce the Honorable Chief Guest for the Convocation Ceremony 2024, Sri Richard Lobo. Sri Richard Lobo has over 2 decades of diverse experience in leading the transformation of people function across organizations. As a seasoned HR leader, Mr. Richard specializes in strategically aligning talent with organizations to create a people advantage for businesses. He is in charge of 150,000 plus employees at Tech Mahindra. He has been acknowledged for his contribution to the development of the people function and was also recently recognized by the Economic Times as a HR leader of 2023. Before joining Tech Mahindra, he was the Executive Vice President and HR Head for Infosys Limited and had an illustrious career with Infosys for 22 plus years. He has served as a director on the board of Infosys Consulting and Infosys China. He started his career in 1996 with the Godrej Group. Mr. Richard is also a strategic advisor to the startup ecosystem in India, advising businesses on people strategies. He is an active contributor working with industry bodies like CII and NASSCOM in furthering industry-government partnerships around human resources-centered initiatives. He is passionate about nurturing young leaders of the future through mentoring and in his spare time teaches at leading management institutions. With this, may I now invite the Chief Guest, Sri Richard Lobo, to present the convocation address.
Dear friends, thank you for bearing with me. The only good part is that I am the last of the day, just holding you back from having fun. But thank you for inviting me. It's really an honor. It's your day, not mine, but it's really wonderful for me to be here and participate in your joy. I know it's the end of a long journey. Each of you have worked very hard. You have come through various struggles. You now enter into the realm where at least Ramesh and I have spent many years. Trust us, some of it is great fun, some of it is not, but I think you get both sides of the world as you go along. But I think more importantly, it's important for you to celebrate. There's no need to be so sad. I see too many sad faces. It's a good thing that you're finished, and I think rest of the day you should really celebrate with your friends. And this is a great day to be. Though Bangalore has been much hotter than usual, I think it's kind of part of the whole thing. But do celebrate. I think that's very important. I have time till 1 o'clock. Okay, so there's a lot of time to talk. So don't look so worried. It's not going to be that long. But I thought I will talk about a few things. Luckily, Ramesh spoke before me, so most of the points I had, he has covered. And just to, so that you remember, I will go through the same ones again. But more importantly, I think as you enter the corporate world, I go back to one of the CEOs I worked with many years ago. And he used to talk about the IT industry because people used to always wish that they had entered the IT industry some time back, because either they would have got the startup options, or they would have made a lot of money, or they would have been ahead of everybody else. But he used to always say the best time to enter the IT industry was 30 years ago. Since most of you couldn't have entered the industry 30 years ago, he used to also say the second part of his story was the second best time to enter the IT industry is today. So I'm leaving you with the same one. So the best time to enter the corporate world was sometime in the past. The second best time to enter the corporate world is today. So welcome. And more importantly, I think this year and probably the last year and the next few years are what I term as a very important inflection point. For those of you who remember your maths, inflection point is what? I know everybody uses it, but nobody really worries about thinking what it is. I'm not going to ask you. So inflection point is when a curve changes its direction. And that's very interesting because you have a trend, you have a direction, and suddenly you find that the curve changes its direction. And inflection points are very interesting in industry. They don't happen very often. And if you go back and think about it, I think the few years we are in are inflection points for particular reasons. There have been inflection points in the past. I'm not saying this is the only inflection point. Some companies and people take advantage of these inflection points. Some don't. The ones who don't move on and we forget about them. The ones who do, we remember for a longer point in time. And you have companies over a period of time, companies and people who took advantages. Why I'm highlighting this is I think we are at a very interesting point of inflection. And because of a few things. One is I think we are living through a very fundamental transition on how much technology is going to impact our lives. It's not very clear how this is going to shape out, but I think no matter where you go, you see technology playing a larger and larger role. All of you would be familiar with a lot of talk about AI and the work which is happening on machine learning, the work which is happening on data analytics, so on and so forth. I'm not only referring to that, but if you look at it as a normal consumer or a normal person who's experiencing various things in life, you will see that technology is pervading life in a way it has never done before. You have self-driving vehicles, you have self-functioning offices, you have experiences as a consumer which you couldn't dream of. You seem your data is known to everybody. So there's a lot of work happening in this area which has a very big impact on how you will work in the world of work coming forward. So in the sense that you are probably best positioned to take advantage of this change in technology which is going to happen, and how you navigate your career and how you keep yourself ahead of the curve, how you skill yourself, how knowledgeable you are, and more importantly, how you use human intelligence to use technology, because technology is there, but it's a question of how each one of us uses our intelligence to use that technology is what is going to shape the world of work. And as someone who's starting your career, I think it's a very interesting phase where you can make a very big difference. So that's the first inflection I wanted to talk about. The second one is, and I'm very happy that the Institute has started your career with asking you to take an oath of sustainability. And I think the impact which each of us is having on the world around us is going to be severe. You would have seen what has happened just over the last week in Dubai. You see similar things happening across various points in time. None of us, I think, can deny the fact that the world around us is going to change very much because of our actions. There's nobody else to blame, right? There are 8 to 9 billion of us, and the impact which we are having is very severe. And for a long while, this was not that high in people's priority, in the sense that various industries produced, and it was kind of resources, we assumed resources were rather infinite. Of course, we all knew that they were not infinite, but today you are seeing a trend where the impact of human activity on the world around us is going to impact the way we will sustain ourselves in the future. Whether we will be able to continue the activities which we are doing, and you can see the shift which is happening, but the worry is it is probably not happening as quickly as it should. So the second inflection point which you will be faced with when you navigate your career is, how do you integrate the impact which our actions will have on the world around us. So are you producing or working in a company which is working in a sustainable manner? Are your actions doing it in a sustainable manner? Are we thinking through what we are going to do? So this is the large amount of work which many of you will have to do in the coming years. So this second part I wanted to talk about. The third one is, I think, it's also the fact that there is a greater understanding in people working in companies, that is all of us, that we need to, or we want to work in companies which kind of aligns with our purpose. Is the company doing something which we believe in? Is it what I am doing and what the company is doing aligned in terms of the larger goals of what we want to do? So at least I am seeing from the time I am spending in companies and with people, that there is a greater keenness, there is a greater need to work in companies where our individual purposes and the larger purposes align. Though while it is interesting in the beginning to probably go after the amount of money somebody pays you or the glamour of the job, but I think larger as we go along is how do we keep this going, and am I happy at my job? And one of the biggest thing which I get, and I spend a lot of time talking to people and various people and over the years, is, am I happy in what I'm doing? And the pursuit of happiness, it of course sounds like a very vague objective when it's given across in an audience like this, but think about it. Would you rather be happy in doing what you do or earning a lot of money, having a fancy designation, having a title, so on and so forth? So the idea of being happy and comfortable with what you do, connected to the larger goals of sustainability, is something which is the third inflection point. And these three inflection points, I think, are going to play a very large role in what's going to happen. Now, going back to what I have seen over the past few decades, I have been in the corporate environment, and I roughly entered business school, what you are finishing roughly around 30 years ago. And what I think about the companies and the products and what we thought was great when at that point in time, more than half of them don't exist anymore. What happened? They had probably the best of B school graduates, they had probably the best of strategies, they had great products. They just don't happen to exist. If you look at the NASDAQ 100 list, or take the NYSE 100 or the FTSE, most of the companies which probably held the top 20 positions, it will be very surprising if even one of them hold 30 years later. Most of them have gone out. My friend Ramesh talked about Jack Welch and General Electric, and incidentally I am reading a book right now which is a very interesting title. It's called Power Failure, and the subtitle is Rise and Fall of General Electric. which shows many things. And if you look at most of the corporate world today, many things we do came from that one great organization, and probably it set up the tone for management practices for the future. And look, this is not meant to be any critic of any company, but it's interesting to see that the inflection points you take could take you in any direction, and it's how you ride the curve makes a difference. So I think I again want to stress on the fact that you should be conscious that this is a great time. It's a time of great opportunity for you. You are probably entering the corporate world at the best phase of this inflection point. It's right at the beginning, and you can take advantage of it. And I really hope you do. And how do you do that? Just 4 points to leave you with. And there's a writer, American writer called Isaac Asimov. Anybody heard of him? Okay, he mainly writes, my worry is the people nodding are at the front row, so that shows we are probably in the same category. So Isaac Asimov used to teach biochemistry at Boston, and he was kind of, I think he spent most of his time writing, not about biochemistry, but he wrote about science fiction. And many of his books are very fascinating because he talks about things which are going to happen 50 years later, 100 years later. The funny part is he wrote books like, which would happen in 2010 and all, and we actually lived through that. Many of those things didn't happen. That's a different story. But he used to say one interesting thing is that only constant is change. And that is true. And some of the things which I'm going to talk about is how we handle change. For those of you who like natural history, there's a very fascinating place called the Natural History Museums, and there are natural history museums in most cities of the world. The one in London is very interesting because it has a lot of these collections and specimens and writing of one individual. Any guesses? Yeah, it's Charles Darwin. And Charles Darwin's father wanted him to be a doctor, and Charles Darwin didn't have anything interest to do with medicine. He particularly found the fact of doing surgery without anesthesia very horrifying. So he decided that he'll just wander the world, and he landed in this place called the Galapagos. And he just spent time observing things. And probably he was one of the best observer of phenomena which we can ever have. And he collected all this material, and he came to this conclusion that he observed finches, and if you want to read up, these are called Darwin finches. And he found that the same bird has different beak designs. And why? And he found that the beak design changes based on what food they get. So you will have sharp beaks, you will have blunt beaks, you will have strong beaks, so on and so forth. And he studies these finches, and he came to the conclusion that over a period of time, it's not the strongest of the species that survives or the most intelligent. It's the one who adapts the best to the surroundings. So change and adaptability are the two things which we should focus on. And what should you do at the start of your career? I do know I'm also addressing the executive batch who's probably a little further in their career than the others. But these are the 4 concepts I leave you with. And that's the end of the speech, after which you can have fun. The first one is the concept of lifelong learning. The fact that you came and decided to come to a business school after your graduation, the fact that you chose to learn, the fact that during your working life you chose to come and do an MBA, I think it's an interesting fact that you chose learning. The only request to you is don't stop. You walk out today, learning should not stop. How you want to learn, what you want to learn really doesn't matter. Because that should be something which is of interest to you, something which is useful. Just don't give up on learning. So even if you have to take off some time in your busy schedule, and trust me, many days will be long, you have to focus on continuing the learning forever. It just doesn't stop. The day you stop learning, then you might as well as kind of give up. So that's the first one. The second one is there is no substitute, and I have over the years not seen any substitute for hard work. It sounds very advised like, but trust me, it's not. The one who will do better than you at work is the person who will work harder. Of course, sometimes luck plays a way, sometimes people get better opportunities, but ignoring all that, the person who works harder always wins in the long term. You would have seen it in the academic world, you've seen it in the sports world. It's no different in the corporate world. Anywhere you go, whoever works harder usually does better over the long term. And that brings me to the third point, is that always look at this as a long term. I was chatting with a son of actually my wife referred her boss's son to me to have a chat, and his question to me was, he had spent 2 years in a very good company, and he was saying, look, I need a change. And I asked him, why do you need a change? So he said, look, I think I'm going nowhere. I said, in 2 years, how did you figure out you're going nowhere? Because normally it is going to be much longer. It is going to be a long term. It's going to be 30 plus years. So don't look at anything which is going to happen immediately. Nothing is going to happen immediately. You will always have friends who will tell you, okay, look, I got a hike, I got a promotion, I moved somewhere. You'll always have that noise coming in. But it's always a long game. The one you should look at, a similar concept is from the sporting world. Have you heard of the Tour de France? It's a bicycle race which has some 21 stages. There is no winner at end of any stage. Okay, you have to last the 21 stages. Some you are rewarded for speed, in some you are rewarded for climbing, in others you are rewarded for doing something else. So it's 21 stages, usually over 25 days or so a month. Career is similarly a long-term one. So there's nothing that is going to happen in the short term. So look at playing the long game, and you have to last the long game. And trust me, you will do well. There is no doubt that you will not do well. And lastly, it was there in the oath, so it's kind of a repetition. Always strive to do the right thing. It sounds very vague. I'll give you two concepts which makes it more real. And you've heard of both these companies. Okay, they're very, very common names. The first one is a company called Boeing. And Boeing has been doing all sorts of, most of us fly in airplanes which are made by Boeing, but Boeing in the last few years has been doing a lot of funny things on its manufacturing processes. The plane doors come out, things fail, the computer systems break down, and what happens in an aeroplane when these things happen, people get hurt. And if you study the story behind this, you find that many shortcuts are being taken in things where shortcuts should not be taken. So do the right thing in terms of not taking shortcuts. The second company is a company called Volkswagen, again very well known. At some point in time, they were fixing the emission control system in their car for no particular reason. Just somebody had got the bright idea that you could figure out whether the car was on a test situation or whether the car was on the road. If the car was on the road, it behaved normally. If the car was in a test situation, it behaved and gave better results. It's just like how we do, right, when we give exams. So then again, they got into trouble. So the world is full of such stories. So don't get into any of these shortcuts, because in the long run, these shortcuts will be found out. So it's not an ethical preaching which I'm giving you. It's actually many stories from real life. And I've just named two companies, not that I have anything to do with them. It's just that the corporate world is full of such stories. Okay, you have the Deepwater Horizon experience which BP had. They're full of such examples. So don't get into areas where the shortcut seems to be a better idea than doing the right thing. So I'll repeat the concept of lifelong learning. The second one is, of course, work hard. There is no substitute for working hard. The third one is playing the long game, looking at the long game. And finally, the last one is doing the right thing. And with your permission, I will end with a quote, which normally I don't use, but I think this was very apt for the occasion. So just to celebrate this great occasion. So the famous poet Ralph Waldo Emerson was asked, what does he define as success? So he wrote this down because he was a poet, and I think it made more sense. So I haven't written this down, I'm just copying it. So he said, this is what I describe as success: to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. That is to have succeeded. So with that, I wish each one of you every success and all the very best.
Thank you for your valuable inputs to the graduates, sir. I now invite Dr. Srilekha P. to propose the vote of thanks.
Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, Sri Richard Lobo, Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Ramesh Nagesh, Guest of Honor, Sri Shailesh Patel, nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Ashish Apte, nominee of the Registrar, Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, Director, Bangalore Campus, esteemed faculty and staff, proud parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm good afternoon. It's indeed a privilege to propose the vote of thanks for the 15th convocation ceremony of NMIMS Bengaluru. I sincerely thank everyone for gracing this occasion with your esteemed presence. Today marks a significant milestone in the journey of our graduates, and it's an honor to express our appreciation to all who have made it to this event and to make it as a grand success. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Sri Richard Lobo. Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion with your inspiring words and valuable insights. Your insightful talk or your discussion on celebrating life, the various inflection points, the aspect of person-organization fit, and the ability to handle change, plus the 4 tips that you gave to our students to have lifelong learning, keeping the hard work always in mind, and playing the, taking the long-term perspective of the life and having to do the right things always at every point in our lives is always a wonderful insight for our students to take forward with them. Your wisdom has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on our graduates, empowering them with renewed vigor and determination. We are immensely grateful to our distinguished guest of honor, Sri Ramesh Nagesh. Thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom with us today. Your thoughts on adaptability, resilience, emotional intelligence, having ethical leadership, the importance of networking, and having innovation and creativity, plus the aspect of work-life balance is definitely a much-needed thing for our graduates today. Your words have inspired them to embark on their professional journeys with confidence and purpose. Thank you very much, sir. I express our gratitude to our nominee of the Honorable Chancellor, Sri Shailesh Patel, for presiding over the ceremony with grace, wisdom, unwavering support and guidance. Thank you very much, sir. Our sincere thanks goes to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ramesh Bhatt. Your vision and leadership has steered this institution to greater heights of excellence. Your dedication to academic rigor has been instrumental in shaping the future of these graduating students. And today's convocation is a testament to your commitment to nurturing future leaders. My gratitude is due to the nominee of the Registrar, Sri Ashish Apte, for gracing this occasion. My gratitude to our Director, Dr. Narayani Ramachandran, for her exuberance, foresight, dedication to make this event a grand success. A big thank you goes to our esteemed faculty members for their dedication, passion, and tireless efforts in shaping the minds of our graduates. Your mentorship has not only imparted knowledge, but also instilled in them the values of integrity, perseverance, lifelong learning, and preparing them for the challenges that lie ahead. To the parents and families of our graduates, we acknowledge and appreciate the sacrifices you have made to support your loved ones throughout their academic journey. Your untiring support and encouragement has been the cornerstone of their success. And today, as we celebrate their achievements, we also celebrate your invaluable contribution. Thank you very much. To the graduating class of 2024, congratulations. Today marks the culmination of years of hard work, perseverance, and determination. As you stand on the brink of a new chapter in your life, remember the lessons you have learned, the friendships you have forged, and the memories you have created. Embrace your challenges, for they are the stepping stone to success. May you continue to strive for excellence in all your endeavors and make a positive impact on the world around you. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the admin and the support staff, the student volunteers, and everyone who has worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this convocation ceremony a resounding success. As we draw the curtains on this memorable day, let us cherish the memories we have created and look forward to a future filled with promise and endless possibilities. Thank you again to everyone for participating in this joyous occasion. Wishing you all continued success and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request the nominee of the registrar, Shri Ashish Apte, to initiate the closure of the convocation ceremony.
I request Shri Shailesh Patel, nominee of our Chancellor, SVKM NMIMS, to declare convocation 2024 closed.
Convocation ceremony 2024 of NMIMS Bangalore Campus closed.
Let us all now rise for the national anthem. I request the members of the audience to keep standing until the academic procession recedes.